Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, hello. Gary here for Bizarre Brain Comics. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters, the creators, and then examine the stories and the art. And if you've watched my videos in the past, you know that I've said how I like the monster comics, the giant monster comics. And we're going to have something similar to that. It's not exactly giant. We're going to take a look at this book here from, what was it? I think it was 1974. Yep, 1974. Strange Tales number 176. The Golem. And that's pretty monstery. Even though the Golem's a good guy. There have been all kinds of stories, books, comic books, and movies, horror movies, about the Golem. So now we're going to see what the big book of knowledge has to say about the Golem. Strange Tales number 176, 1974. The Golem, written by Gary Friedrich and drawn by Tony Dezuniga. I like Tony. I'll go into more background and stuff on him some other time. Okay, the Golem of Marvel Comics first appeared in Strange Tales number 147. And this version was created by Len Wein and John Buscema. And it ran in Strange Tales from 174 to 176. Then, 177. 174 to 177. Then, it briefly appeared in other Marvel titles. The Golem is a mysterious humanoid creature made in the 16th century from a stone like clay, and it protected the Jewish community in Prague from persecution. Now that is an actual legend. Okay, and it was reanimated. Now here in the story, it was reanimated by the life force of Professor Abraham Adamson as he died. The being is about 8 feet tall, has superhuman strength and durability, and draws power from the earth when in contact with the ground. And that's this version of the Golem. So, and it's, like I said, it's one of the good guys, more or less. More or less, one of the good guys. So it fits into the monster stuff, but it's probably more fits maybe a little more closely. Maybe I should have had the Dark Librarian present this one a little more closely with the Marvel horror titles, where they had Tomb of Dracula, Frankenstein monster, Living Vampire, Tales of the Zombie, stuff like that, and Living Mummy. That's what I was wanting to say. So kind of fits in with that, but it kind of bridges the gap to the giant monster thing. And it is not unlike the other one, Colossus. So let's go take a little look at the horrors of the Golem. And here we have the Golem. Of course, this is a rough reading copy of Strange Tales. It's a nice, dynamic, and dramatic cover drawn by, it looks like John Romita, or at least the inks. I'm not sure, positive about the pencils, but it sure looks like John Romita on doing this cover. And I always liked John Romita. He had very nice style. It's very dramatic, impactful, and these demon thingies are much more horrifying looking here than they actually do in the story. The devil hordes of Kabbalah. Let me take a little look here. And this is, as I said, drawn by Tony Dezuniga, written by Michael Friedrich. I've talked about Michael Friedrich before. He did a lot of stuff. I've mentioned Tony Dezuniga a few times. I really love his work on the Jonah Hex run that he worked on. His style works really well for that stuff. And here too, he's done a lot of great superhero stuff too. He's just all around good at everything. The Golem Black Crossing. Here, and it says, in centuries agone, they called the Golem a myth, a creature formed of stone and clay, and from the blood of a people's oppression, yada, yada, yada. Now, of course, this is in the middle of a storyline. I guess it was about 4 issues long. And here we see the Golem, and the people are horrified, and his body's laying around. Oh my gosh, Wayne, the Golem, he protected us. Because he just wiped out these soldiers who were threatening them. Look, Jason, look at his eyes. Can't you see something familiar? There's a twinkle in the corners of his eyes. Yes, reminds her of her uncle Abraham, who was just there in the desert on a archaeological dig, discovered the Golem, and they're doing the right here. That's great, both of them great faces by Tony. Brings us up to date on what happened. They found the Golem, and the professor was examining it when he knew about the Golem. Then they're approached by these soldiers who were actually they were deserters from a nearby war. And although the leader was okay with these people, one of the soldiers got a little frisky. He shot the old man. Before he died, he crawled up over to the Golem, and was in the process of reading the ancient scroll. I'll get it yet. Scroll that was supposed to animate the thing. As he was dying, he wept. His tears fell on the stone feet of the Golem, and it came to life just as the professor died. And then it really cleaned house with those soldiers. Looks like it killed them all. And they're horrified that it killed them, but it protected them. But then now, here we see good timing transition here, is asking the Golem to do things, and then it just kind of shuts down. So it apparently only comes around when there's pressing need. So they continue on doing their stuff. They're getting time passes. They're getting the thing prepared to ship to the university. And here they're being stopped by some other soldiers or whatnot from at the port. He says, no, you can't take that. It's an artifact. If it's valuable, you can't take it. But we've got permission. Well, I don't care. Oh, look, it's a great statue. That's great, something great culturally. You cannot take it. Too many such valuables have been stolen from our land. I think it best you come with us for questioning. No, no, no. And then he just mentions, it says, unless the golem comes to life again. And then the guy, horrified look on his face. Did you say the golem? He knows the golem, and it came to life, swatted him like a fly. He said, I'm afraid so, sir. and oh my gosh, they start firing at the thing, and it grabs the weapons and just smashes everything. But the girl persuades it to not kill the people. It lets them down gently. And then they say, okay, you can go. They don't want to have anything to do with that golem. Says, yeah. He says, their Americans wish us no harm with their monster. Let them have him. Says, the legend also says the golem's power easily turns against those who attempt to control it. So they think something bad's going to happen. So meanwhile, here we find that there's a villain about. Not just any villain, though. Here to some unknown location, and these beings whoop instead. It says, demon-like concerns, for such they are. And they see their own evil master, who is evil and masterful. It said, the home of Kabbalah, called the unclean, some kind of master demon himself. He says, so you have found the golem, my spies. Excellent, excellent. And they look kind of like people in devil costumes, but they're not. They're some kind of demonic beings. I've waited for decades for the golem to reappear. And now that he has, I'm ready for him, because he's apparently dealt with the golem before. They see him on the ship. He says, we wait until he's going to be at his weakest, so far out to sea. In fact, just not too far from going to pull into port, but still out to sea. And then suddenly, whop, these flying demons whop into existence, and they attack the boat, and causing a storm and lightning to rage. And then the golem comes about, or comes to life again, and things are happening. These lightning strikes and stuff that isn't stowed properly goes clattering all over the place. The guy gets pinned by 50-gallon drums, which probably crush him depending on what's in there. He can't get moved. The golem does it, and he has difficulty moving them anyway. Because he can't get the strength. Oh, that's great. That's great. Some great artwork, great visual storytelling, panel continuity. I like this one here. The real evil. As I suspected, the golem draws his strength from the land, and now that I've attacked him at sea, he's almost powerless. But he gets enough strength to clear the debris. And then zap him with lightning. Oh, he's weakened. We can't. And what are we going to do against these flying things? You get on the harpoon gun, and to no effect. No effect on these guys. And they try to snatch the golem, but he gets enough oomph to smack him and grab him and really clean their clocks, but he's still weakened. And throws them over the side because they're elementals. They're air elementals. And they throw them in the water and fizz, like Alka-Seltzer, because it's a different element. But the golem gets knocked in the water, thinking he should sink. The other guy's fizzing away, but the golem starts swimming. He can stay afloat as long as he's moving. The boat is sinking. Everyone else is floating around on debris, and as he swims by, they hop on because they realize he can't stop or he's going to sink. And there's a nearby island, and now that they're back on land, he gets some of his strength back. He did it! The golem pulled us through. Yes, but how? One moment he's helpless, the next he's a raging fury. Where did that new strength come from? I can't say, Rebecca. I wonder if the golem could speak, whether he could tell us. And suddenly the golem does speak. I do not know. The land is my strength. Mystery. And then continued to next issue, the raging fire demon's going to be another element. So he would be an earth elemental. Those demons were air elementals. Now we're going to get fire elementals, and that's all I've got. In fact, I don't have the others at all. And then there's another reprint of an old 50s story as a backup. And that is the Golem. Had a movie of the Golem, not based on this story, obviously, done by from Hammer Horror Studios, in the 60s, starring Roddy McDowall. That was good. I just watched that not too long ago. I like those kind of movies, and I like these kind of stories, these kind of comics. So that's all I've got for the Golem. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and please leave a comment. And remember, comics are art.